Well folks, now we've got the canvas on, we've got a few little touches to do to the vehicle before we can take it out on the road again, and one of those is actually getting the check straps installed on our doors. Now, I mentioned before in a video that I've been playing around with a strong arm kit for a rear swing away door, a rear safari door that we offer, and I've modified it to try and get it to work on these doors. I don't know why I wanted it. I just quite like the idea of having it slightly assisted to open, but that's going to come with its own challenges. So we need to make sure that it has a check strap on, regardless of whether we fit this gas strut or not. Now, I've picked up these leather sort of vintage style check straps, which I think look really nice. I think they're going to match the hood brilliantly, and it's just going to be aesthetically a really nice look for the vehicle. So I'm going to be fitting this onto the door, the front here, as an initial trial, and I'm going to mount it to the inside part of the frame, so it actually wraps around the frame itself and then goes on to the bulkhead on the inner portion there. I'm just going to use riv nuts, and hopefully that'll be enough to get it securely mounted. So let's go ahead and put that on and we'll see what we think. Now, I haven't got any really nice button head bolts at the moment, so I'm just going to use these stainless hex bolts, but that will just get everything in place. Like I said, keep repeating myself, but we are obviously taking the whole thing apart for paint, so these will come off. Now, even though this leather is super thick, I do think there's going to be some stretch, so that's full. We want it to there. So get that mounted, and then we go back. Okay, so we've got the check strap in place, and you can see there is some give in that leather. We now need to just pop that on there. There we go. And then hopefully, that's right, the leather's taking up the strain on the gas strut, so that's not extending fully. It's got a nice, yeah, I like that. Yeah, and it shuts perfectly, look. So I've taken loads of pressure out of that gas strut, so it's barely extending the door at all, look. So it was a nice easy fix. The only thing I did struggle with a little bit was getting the riv nut setter in there between the pedals, but what you can actually do is straddle a pedal through the middle and it will actually clamp enough to get it tight. So yeah, that worked really well. We'll go ahead and do the other one. I'll measure this one so I'll get them both in the same place. We'll do the passenger side. So another little touch that I've done on the 110 is add one of these leather handles. Now this is literally just a drawer handle you can buy online. It was pretty inexpensive, but I just like the way it's just easy to mount, really. It comes with sort of captive screw bolts in here that you'd put through a drawer face. So I've just obviously riveted it directly on here, and I think it's going to last pretty good. We'll put it through its paces. You can get them in different sizes, so I might go for something bigger, but I'm going to test it for a while, and then we'll probably think about getting some of these made up ourselves, because I just think it's a really nice, simple way to get a handle on the door. Right, we've still got a few more jobs that we need to do before we can take the old girl back on the road. I've got a couple of windscreen wipers here. And some arms. We've got our fog light, which is just temporary because we're looking for a slightly different solution to this, possibly trying to develop something a little bit more classic looking. And then we've got our LED number plate light, which again we're going to be looking at something a little bit more classic in the future, but we need these to get us on the road and safe. So first thing I'm going to do is pop these windscreen wiper arms on. I'm sure you all know how to do these, he says. Okay, so just literally open it up, line it where you want it, kind of, then reach, put it on. Pretty simple stuff. There we go. Now, for all you purists out there, this is going to really annoy you, and I apologise in advance. However, I'm just not a big fan of the old school side indicator lights, the ones that peg in, because they never stick on properly, they let in loads of water, they're really unreliable, and they're just too blocky, and I wanted something a little bit more streamlined, a bit small, a bit neater. So I've been scouring the internet for something that I think works well, and I've come across these Golf Mark 1 Hella side lamps. Now they clip in exactly the same way, so they use the same main hole in the middle. Unfortunately, you do see one of the holes that is exposed when you fit them, so they're not going to be for everybody, but if you're doing a repair to a wing and you've got to put some filler on there or anything, you can just fill that little hole and then they're all said and done. It's a good little solution, but like I say, it doesn't cover the whole thing. I'll show you on the other side what I mean. You can see there we've just got a little tiny hole, and that is obviously the forward prong position. I didn't have it on the other side because that's been filled and obviously just been stuck on. They've not drilled the pilot holes in again, but we can fill that for obviously when we dress and paint the wing. But it's just an alternative. A lot of people like to fit the TD5 style ones, which do look really cool, but I just wanted to have something a little bit less modern. So I'm just trying to keep it as simple and as retro as possible, and I think they work. It's just there, it's neat and tidy, and I quite like it, but we'll see how we get on. So the thing I do like about these LED lights, whether it be number plate light, brake light, whatever, is they're very inobtrusive. So they've just got a flat back with the wire passing through, and that works really well for us because I don't want to be drilling holes that I don't need, bearing in mind we're going to be retrofitting something a bit different on the back here. So just for now, this is a perfect solution because it's literally just bung the wires through the existing hole, feed them into the back, and then you get all the nuts and bolts you need. I mean, I don't know why they give you such massive, why are these so long? Because that's ridiculous. Oh, it's supposed to, because it has a plinth. Well, we're not going to be using a plinth, so I'm just going to go straight on this. So I need some shorter bolts. Normally I'd just bolt this through. I haven't got any small little bolts, so I'm actually just going to rivet this on. Now, this would usually sit on a plinth that pushes it out a little bit more to go over the light, but because it's LED and so much brighter, I don't think we need that extra reach on it, and I think it looks a little bit tidier, flatter against the body. So, got a little washer, penny washer on the other side of this. Got to be careful I don't crack the lens on here when I compress. Okay, that looks nice. Put our plinth over the top. Okay, and then it's actually even got a banking plug that you can just pop over the top there. Look. There we go. So that's a Y-pack unit. I do really like those. I like the way it's a matte, sort of dull finish rather than all glossy. So we've just got our fog light to fit now at the bottom here. So even after building probably over 100 Defenders, yesterday I put the fog light on the wrong side and I spent ages trying to work out why it wouldn't work. And I'd connected up the reverse lamp. So just goes to show that no one's perfect, especially me. But so this is the side for your fog light. And it's pretty easy, all the holes are in the right place. So we've got the holes in there anyway. Someone's obviously fitted something different in the past, but we've got two holes straight in. I'm going to use penny washers on the back, just to make sure we don't put too much strain on that aluminium panel, especially if you've buzzed it back and taken a bit of meat off it. And then we've just got some 8mm nuts. Now, unfortunately, these fog lights don't come with new nuts, which I find a bit bizarre, and it's a shame really. So you're going to have to dig out your own, but because it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to get the old ones off. And what I did say in the previous time that I did the recording on the wrong side was, once you've got this on, you need to spray some protective, like cavity wax or something, onto the back of this panel, because even though it's got a plastic flap to protect it from the moisture off the wheels, they just get completely rotten. So anything you can do to try and protect, put a protective coating of something on there, just to make those nuts and the threaded bolt, you know, not corrode, you know, you'd be doing yourself a favour. Right, so here are our wires. We need to find good earth. Actually green settings live on this fog light. I've got to tell you, that is a bright fog light. I like it. So you can see what I mean about the throw on that lamp. You don't need the plinth because it's illuminated it plenty. So yeah, if you want a sort of a slightly cleaner look on the back, I don't think we're going to change that. I think that looks classic enough and works really well to stay on the vehicle, so I'm happy with that. And we've got a fog light over here, as I said before. I mean, it's a really bright fog light. It's really useful. It's just a shame about the housing. What I might do is try and get that to match the Y-Pack reverse lamp, is get some Raptor on it, because that'll have a nice sort of textured finish. That could work really well. Well guys, we're now pretty much okay to go on the road, so we're going to be making a plan to go down to Ali Sport to discuss the competition dash with them that we featured in the last video. But we've got all these little things buttoned up. We've got the door card now on the back here, and we've got this glass strut in place. We're going to be trialing that for a few weeks and see how it lasts. But yeah, really happy with progress so far. So as I said, there's a good chance we're going to be putting the seats in next. So they've all turned up. They look amazing. They're tan seats. I won't spoil the surprise, but they just look so good, and they match and blend in with all the little bits and pieces we've put in the vehicle already. So don't miss the next episode. I'm actually on holiday for a week, so there's a chance we might miss one post, but I'll do my best to make sure we keep it to 2 posts a week. Hope you're enjoying it. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one.